that's the prologue, so I'll just read a couple of parts of the longer poem. It's a full work, but it's, as I said, it's not in a field. So it begins in the Bandon. The Bandon is that no man's land, the boundary in between two plots of land, and it's a place of abandonment. From inside the river's bend, the canoe began to point outward into the opening village. I stood in the boat and sang of the distances forgotten from Ganga, monsoon tears, road dust, rain cutting away through Uttar Pradesh, Calcutta, Bangalore, Rajasthan, the Sundarbans. I stand here, brought low in the west, spending more than 1 century recovering slowly in the Bandon, left behind in the secret deal, made in complicity, slave master, the in-between, I indentured beyond comprehension, a bound pulley, I search for space inside a secret deal, no place to rest, no place, no place. The second part, leftover black. Leftover black is what I call myself. On days when skin is too thin to take the rain of blows, eyes too tired from frost, and words to explain, seated between two windows. The train rushing headlong into God only knows which territory, I signed by nothing. Neither clothes, nor hair, skin, or any other mark, I signed by nothing. Sit still, some hidden truth twisting out of reach, spitting itself into a salt rain. Between two windows of a rushing train, I sit still, wondering about tomorrow. Days when wounds of race, wounds of love, of war, cannot heal. When tears, thin skins of filament, thin threads of rain wash everything, even echoes out of hair float past like Kobo's wings. Most days, seeing themselves over like this, fingering the map of a home still to be found, a home not found today, tomorrow, and tomorrow too. And the next section, Tara, Tara, under the stars. Fighting through yards and yards of yellow mosquito netting to a place I lie fallow for a circular turn of years, until breathing free from an acreage made out of nothing. Rice land and mangrove, a river road, and now this city on the lake. I take my place on the margins and begin to tell the beads of a different deal. I have walked through acres of Himalaya snows, thirsted in the Gobi Desert, have lain low on the Deccan, traveled in spite of myself, distances immeasurable as wind, discarding for a time all thought of reckoning. When my ship set sail, I stood on the piss-pot deck and stared, India retreating and forward through the black waters, some other kind of life, no map, no rudder, no sail, only a sea of indifference. I stood, an Indian woman, coal tar, black skin, smooth with village lamplight, still remembering black swift nights, a young man, his arms. My hair tangled into snakes, my sari full of dust, my feet cracked, I, a young woman, setting out for a place of lash and spite. Sometimes on that ocean, the days it took on the Black Sea, sufferers all around, I lay under the stars and looked up to find nothing. One man was my friend, but when we joined in the dark, his face remained shut against that saddening sea. Murmurs and griefs, curses, sickness, death, curses, sickness, death. We landed, bound to different planters. What happened to you, Harish? Did you find a big world at the other end? Was there a woman, though none like me, of flesh, fire and sandalwood, arching through the railing of a saltwater deck, when you cried, wanting forever, your face hard and shut against the lash, when you cried, wanting forever? Was there a woman like me? If I tell you, Harish, that I loved you then and now, would that be true, true, true? I did say to the organisers that I wanted to share some new work. This is a manuscript that I have just completed. It's called Travel Documents. This has several sections, but one section is called From Morning Ground, and I'm sure many of you know what Morning Ground is. And it is, what I want to say about it is that it is a place where one gets knowledge, and that knowledge can kill you or cripple you or make you stronger. You sometimes, most times of course, you have a guide and you come out of it, but sometimes you don't. So, so these are poems of mourning as well. So there's a double entendre there. So morning poems, M-O-U-R. This one is about my father's death. The poem is called Here It Lingers. My father died many years ago. I wrote this poem many years later, and it took me even longer to read it in public. Here it lingers, death does, hesitant before my clinging to familiar ways, a cough at morning, that special cadence, the timbre of a voice at the end, somehow approximating itself, saving its most companionable moments of grace for its own comfort. All days seep into a limbo, just at the point of apprehending change. Yet change refuses its own disturbance, keeps goals intact, stays its hand, shines like copper gleaming in sunlight, like old tapestries, settled, marked by light, keeps the threads of its own safety. The plant in the corner remembers the black leaves of last year's grief, how its tears, drawn in chlorophyll, shriveled into black on the graying rug, registering an improbable grief, how to tabulate such knowing, how read in a different tongue, a plant's language. I remember, do you, the day you were born, how the window filled with light, how the leaves on the soursop tree showed their brown undersides, how tall the salaman tree was, sweeping over the wooden house, the pigs at the back, horses, a stable, all this you knew. I remember how you knew one house only until you lost it, its grey roof sheltered by a chenet tree, shaking with earthquake, hurricane, riot. Remember the bicycle you borrowed from Teacher Kelly to ride home the day of the labor riots, your heart thumping. No time for forgetting all your struggle, the days that rose up in dust and plain field, turning you round and round till you could only see concentric circles. You grew giddy, you spun and fell, only sugar water revived you. You spoke more slowly, you turned your back, your heart thudded on, breath continued, careless often. Seeing too much, but also not seeing, not hearing, heedless, caring too much. If all they say is true, omitting the simple truth of how hard it was, how hard all of it really was, and how love made up for some of it, how impossible to tell it, the temptations, the grief. You remember the times when it all came together in a blaze of sunset, a touch, a boat inching towards Farallon, the open sea, a rock at Balandra Bay, its roughness, its flatness, the sweetness of a winning horse's flank, a good hand played, white water breaking at Miaro, morning walks, a woman's ardent smile. If all these, once known and held, forget the way your feet marked earth, and how you held in your cupped hands still dreams, silent, not marked for waking. One plant's blackened leaves remember grief, and my hours of waking, my dreams, too, remember the timbre of a voice much loved. I see it's almost 9:30, so though they haven't told me, I want to read one more poem. And this poem is dedicated. Is Yvonne there? Yvonne. Okay. This is my friend Yvonne Bob Smith, who is a fantastic human being, and I want you to stand and be recognized. And she is a legend in her own time. She wrote a book called I Know Who I Am, and I was asked to write a preface. I did do something of a preface, but I ended up writing a poem. And the poem is in the vein of Indian Rocket Talk, but it's a slightly different register. and it's called a praise song for Ms. Bob. The first part, a barkeep dances by. In the middle of the masquerade, swish, flash, is tan-tan in red flare skirt, madras and foulard, a mokajambi reaching for the sky, a full woman, cocoa brown legs for days, tight waist, meeting up with Sagaboy, his wicked, teasing smile, his doo-doo, nothing sweeter than you, doo-doo. Dancing, whining, I pass by, a chrysalis in brown body skin, cocoon, exposed, showing motion for so, shaken up my peppin, is me from down below, from below the great stone I come, a ghoul in crocus bag, a shroud, rough rope skin lashing, the road that make to walk on Carnival Day, and Tan Georgie, my own Tan-Tan, singing through my head, through the jam, jam, jam of the Iron Man, all I'll ever need, the sky so beat, tripping over pitch road, last lap coming down, all I need now, and now for now, I dance here, Island Queen, Belmont Jobless, dancing like a barkeep, a Sumari turning round and round, winding through the midnight streets Monday morning, Monday Mass, Juve morning, Makome, Bonje, no lago in sight now, no lashing jab jab to catch me now, from Juve to last lap, Tan Georgie, I never stop to eat or drink, not to sleep self, I carry, I ramage, I bonje, I don't give a damn, not at all, it's me, I know who I is. I win this freedom from Tantana to Dance Macabre, from the glories of Greece to the grandeur of Rome, Tan Georgie, I play with all of them, with Bailey, McWilliams, Morris and Minshall, dancing through these streets, narrow and mean, concentric circles, spiraling open and snapping shut like jealousies again, sometimes in my face, courage fighting up with me, sometimes an unseen hand steadying me, like you, Tan Georgie, improvising, making it up over and over, renting out the front room, baking something, selling something. Give up? For what? Man, let me live my life. And the last part, because we are running short on time, there is a second part called Bellow Road, and that one is about Belmont. The third part though, and the last, is the girl who speaks with her hands. And when Ms. Bob, who I'm praising, was young and was in Canada for the first time, she got a job while attending school, and the boss described her as the girl who speaks with her hands. And this is something I know it's not only Yvonne's, but it's common to Trini. So, the girl who speaks with her hands. Caught in the web of history, I, laughing, streaked across the map of that island world I knew, reaching for a larger geography, open, accepting, kind even, and finding only a horizon more pitiless and unforgiving, more locked in stone-white cold than that narrow-bore world that made me. Then all I saw were the contours of a near sky, pitching back to hill and valley, bamboo and dry river, black skin, light skin, brown skin, good hair, soft hair, bad hair, the coastline curling around the city of its sea's edge, its hills smoky blue on evenings, the road dipping into Carenage, where I knew and did not know everything, who I was and when and where and how, and later talking, hands, fingers, drawing lines through air and sea and sky, trapped inside boxes, shrinking in rain, snow, hail, sleet, losing, gaining, starting up again. And how does betrayal stop? Where to find a resting spot? Like the gap at Bellow Road, like smoke and steel pan in the early dark, like Tan Georgie, her strong arms and always those hands, mine somehow, cutting, slicing, caressing the air, moving forward in concentric circles across ocean and riverbed and silt, moving away from home, a girl speaking with her hands, opening and closing, landing on cool pitch on Bellow Road. Thank you.